today we're going to talk about integers. Okay, it's something that you guys have been working with since probably stage 4, or for those of you that have been in mainstream school since grade 4, because you are working with number lines, and that's basically integers is about numbers. They're about positive numbers, they're about negative numbers, and 0. Okay, everybody with me? Super. So integers can be added, it can be subtracted, it can be multiplied, and it can be divided. So is there anyone that does not understand what an integer is or how integers work? We are going to work through some examples and we're going to be able to help each other with this. So I'm going to start off firstly by drawing a number line. Okay, so I'm going to draw a number line, and it's going to possibly, oops, that's not a good number line. Undo. So I'm going to draw one that's probably, excuse my number line. I'm going to start here, say -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. And after the 0 to the right, it goes to +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, and we'll say +6. Okay. Now, if I had to do a sum like -2 plus -1, which way will I be jumping on my number line? To the right or to the left? Okay, so in this instance, we're going to jump. We're going to start at -2 because that's where it tells us to start. We're going to go -2 plus -1. So we're going to do one jump. Yeah, everybody agreed? One jump to the left, because why we are doing a jump to the left? Because we are minusing, and our answer will therefore be either -3 like that, or we can write it as just -3. Okay, so moving along, if we had to do a number line that involved okay, okay, now if I had to work with a number like, okay, if my sorry guys, I'm having a bit of a hassle with my pen. If it was, okay, what are you doing? Okay, if my number was +2 plus -5, +2 plus -5, I would jump which way? +2 plus -5. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my answer would be -3. Okay, so +2 plus -5 is going to give me -3. Does everybody understand that? Okay, is anybody confused or unsure? Okay, so most of you understand what I am doing. Okay, now it's very easy to form a pattern when we're solving subtracting of integers. Okay, so I'm going to show you a pattern that can be formed. So you can work with me, and I'm going to use the board again, and we're going to show you, I'm going to show you how easy the pattern is to form when you're working with So for example, if I go 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 3 minus 4, and then I go and I say 3 minus 5, okay, let's keep this up, 3 minus 6. And on the other side, I go minus 4 plus 2 is equal to minus 4 plus 1. Oops, not that. That is equal to minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4 plus minus 1 minus 4 plus minus 2, and so on. Okay, here, these are basic maths. I mean, these are stuff that you guys learned when you first started school. You know, 3 take away 1 will be 2. 3 take away 2 will be 1. 3 take away 3 is 0. 3 take away 4 minus 1, because you're moving on the other side of the number line. 3 minus 5 is going to be minus 2. 3 minus 6 is going to be minus 3. So likewise, guys, when we go on to the other side and we say minus 4 plus 2, our answer is going to be minus 2. Minus 4 plus 1 is going to be minus 3. Minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4. But minus 4 plus minus 4, what will our answer be? Minus 4 plus minus 1. It's going to be minus 5. Minus 4 plus minus 2 is going to be minus 6. Now, how are these things happening? How do you know whether it's going to be, whether the number is going to be increasing or decreasing? Now, remember what I said initially. When you are minusing on the number line, we jump to the left. When we are adding on the number line, we jump to the right. So if we had to talk about temperatures, if we had to talk about change in temperature, and we said that the temperature went from 5 degrees Celsius down to minus 9 degrees Celsius. What am I saying? I'm saying the temperature went down from 5 degrees, it dropped by 9 degrees. And we will write it like this. 5 degrees Celsius minus 9 degrees Celsius will be 4 degrees Celsius. And if I have to say that the temperature was minus 4 degrees and it dropped by minus 8 degrees, I'm basically saying that the temperature dropped by minus 8 degrees Celsius. Okay, so guys, you understand how the positive and the negative integers actually affect each other. It's all about the direction in which you are moving on the number line. Remember, if you're moving left to the number line, it is negative. You're moving right towards the number line, it is positive. Okay, so I want to show you a pattern now that actually justifies the rule for subtracting a negative integer. Okay, so if you have to say 7 minus sorry, what am I doing? 7 minus 2. Okay, what is happening here? How does this work? First, before we do that, let's do this quickly. If I say 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, and then I go on and I say 3 minus 1 is equal to 4. 3 minus 2 is equal to 5. 3 minus 3 is equal to 6. How are my numbers on this side suddenly, sorry, oops. How are my numbers suddenly on this side all positive numbers. Okay, so a negative and negative will give us positive numbers. Okay, always, always, always. Don't forget that if you have a negative and a negative number, you are going to end up with a positive number. Anybody unsure of what we are doing? Okay, so we've done addition and we've done subtraction. Now we're going to do something with multiplication. Okay, so before we go on with multiplication, let's do this. And I've got a few steps for you guys to remember when multiplying negative numbers and memorizing it. So these little steps, this is the way it goes. Okay, guys, you're watching? It says, if you take a negative number and you multiply it by a negative number, you will get a positive number. If you have a positive number, multiply by a positive number, your number will be positive. If you have a negative number and you multiply it by a positive number, your number will be negative. And if you take a positive number and you multiply it by a negative number, you will still get a negative number. Okay, that is a rule that I need you guys to remember when you're doing multiplication of integers. Negative and a negative makes a positive. Positive and a positive will give you positive. Negative plus a positive will equal to a negative, and a positive and a negative will equal to a negative. Anybody unsure of what I'm saying? In other words, if the product it has two different signs. If there's a negative sign and a positive sign, the answer will be negative. If it's a positive sign and a negative sign, the answer will be negative. Okay, that's because when you have two different signs, the product of it will be negative. Okay. Okay, so does everybody understand that a negative and a negative makes positive, a positive and positive makes positive, a negative, a positive, negative times positive is negative, and a positive times a negative is negative still. So if the signs are different, the product is going to be negative. Okay, if they are the same, they're going to be positive. That's the easiest way for you guys to understand how you multiply negative and positive integers. Okay, super. Now let me explain how this actually does work. I'm going to drop my board again, guys. Okay, so if I have to say -8 plus -8 plus -8, my answer will be, who knows what the answer will be? What is -8 plus -8 plus -8? Any answers? Anybody willing to take a guess? Okay, your answer should be -24. Why would it be -24? Because what I'm literally saying is 8 plus 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 8 is 24. Does everybody understand that? The answer for this, the solution for this is basically saying, 8 plus 8 plus 8. And because they're all minuses, and we know a minus and a positive will still give us a negative, it will be 24. What it really is, it is repeated addition. It's what we call repeated addition. Okay. Anybody unsure before I move on? Okay, so we've done addition, we've done subtraction, we've done multiplication. Okay. A negative, we saw a negative times a positive is going to give us what? So let's do a sum like this. So if I say -5 times 4, how will I work out this answer? Okay, basically what I am saying is this will equal to -5 plus -5 plus -5 plus -5. Why? Because this very sum here is what ma'am just explained to you when I said it is called repeated addition. I'm taking the -5 and I am adding it how many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will my answer be? What is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5? My answer will be 20. Okay, everybody with me? Anybody not sure of what I'm doing? Okay, a negative times a negative will become a positive. Everybody agreed? A negative times a negative will always give us a positive answer. Yes, exactly. So you times in the number 3 times over or 4 times over, and that's how you get your answer. It is called repeated addition. So instead of multiplying that, this is literally what we're saying. Okay, now let's move along, and now we're going to do some division of integers. The rules for division with negative numbers, you follow the division and it's the opposite or the inverse operation of multiplication. You all are fully aware that the inverse operation for division is multiplication and vice versa. The inverse operation for multiplication is division. So, for example, if I said -21 divided by -7 is equal to, well, let's call the unknown a for now, okay? So -21 divided by -7, we're just going to call it a for now. So how will I get my answer? What do I need to do? The first thing I need to do is move a across. I'm solving for a. I say a is equal to, not equal to, a times -7. And my answer should be equal to -21. Now, what do I know multiplied by 7 will give me 21? Because remember, I've now inversed the whole sum, so I get my solution solved in a different way, because the inverse of division is addition, multiplication. So for me to work out my answer here, I just needed to swap over and say I'm taking the a over the unknown onto the left-hand side and taking the answer to my right. And so what multiplied by 7 will give me 21? Anybody? What do I need to multiply by 7 to give me 21? Your answer should be 3. So 3 times -7 should give us -21. And that's how you would get your answer for that.